Goeiemôre graad 10s. Teen die tyd is jy nou al seker redelik reg vir hierdie aanlyn skool ding. So ons gaan vandag net weer so 'n bietjie terugkyk na Dinsdag se les wat ons gesels het oor module 1.5 wat gegaan het oor IKT in perspektief. Onthou, IKT staan vir inligting, kommunikasie, tegnologie. Vandag gaan ek vir julle 2 video's wys wat te doen het met inligting, kommunikasie, tegnologie. Nou ons onthou wat ek julle in die klas geleer het, elke bietjie inligting wat ek vir julle deurgee, maak saak. So kyk mooi na hierdie video's, maak notas van wat jy daaruit kan vat, wat jy terug kan verwys na hierdie les toe. Na die tyd sal ek op die WhatsApp groepie vir julle die huiswerk oefening bysit. En dan kan julle dit net die antwoorde vir my wat ontbreek op jou papier of in jou boek skryf. So met ander woorde, jy gaan die nommer skryf en net die antwoord wat jy moes ingevul het op jou bladsy. In plaas daarvan dat jy nodig het om dit in te vul, gaan jy met ander woorde net vir my die nommer en die antwoord skryf. Goed, so kom ons kyk hoe kom IKT in perspektief.
The last decade has seen incredible changes to the economy due to the World Wide Web. Entrepreneurs have harnessed technology and changed the way we conduct and transact business. Fortunes have been made and lost. Some experienced huge success and became dot-com millionaires or billionaires overnight, while others became dot-bomb failures. Meet Harry. He's one of the dot-com millionaires. He's experienced success and helped forge a new economy. Electronic commerce, or e-commerce, enabled by information technology, has fueled many changes and created a new economy. E-commerce is the buying and selling of products over the internet. E-commerce eliminates barriers such as time, geography, language, currency, and culture. Harry was able to rejuvenate his struggling hardware business by opening an online storefront on the internet. He can now compete with larger rivals like Home Depot and Lowe's. He has also gained access to millions of consumers across the globe he otherwise would not have been able to reach. Information technology has redefined organizational boundaries. No longer are businesses confined to brick-and-mortar stores. Transactions such as payments can be conducted over the internet. Relationships with customers, suppliers, and partners can be strengthened and streamlined. Inventory can be kept electronically. Purchase orders can easily be exchanged among different companies electronically. Consider the increasing popularity of Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday is the term used to describe the Monday after Thanksgiving in which companies offer great deals to persuade consumers to purchase products. It is the official kickoff to the holiday shopping season. It is growing in popularity and is in strong competition with Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, which is often cited as the biggest shopping day of the year in the United States. Harry sees a 15% increase in sales on Cyber Monday when he offers his lowest prices and best deals of the season. With e-commerce, sales and advertising can be customized to the individual consumer, and websites can easily monitor consumer behavior without knowledge or consent. Harry can track his customers' movements with the use of cookies. Cookies are small data files that are written and stored on the user's hard drive by a website when that user visits the site with a browser. The cookies provide Harry with information on pages visited, items examined, and dates of visits. This information is stored in the cookie and sent back to the company. Based on the information Harry receives, he can customize his marketing to fit the needs of each individual customer. This information allows Harry's hardware to target customers based on preferences and increase sales. Companies like Harry's Hardware gather customer information for targeted marketing and advertising. It is much more effective to send a user an advertisement specific to their likes rather than just a general advertisement. The ability to predict consumer preferences and behavior is greatly increased using this method. The concern that arises is privacy. Information privacy is the right to determine when and to what extent information about oneself can be communicated to others. Information technology has created a more open society where privacy grows scarcer with the development of each new technological innovation. Some are concerned about the data collected and how it will be used. Globalization is the increasing movement of goods, services, and capital across national borders. Global commerce has transformed the world's economy. In fact, 1/4 of all goods and services produced worldwide are sold to other nations. The acceleration of globalization has been driven by several factors, one of which is technological innovation. Software, hardware, internet, fiber optic cables, and much more have made it easier and faster for companies to communicate with employees, partners, and suppliers from all over the globe in real time. Technology has improved transportation, making it faster and cheaper to move goods from one place to another. Globalization transfers technology. This means the best and newest innovations spread quickly and become accessible to people all over the globe. Globalization tends to reduce prices for consumers. Costs are kept down by moving operations abroad where it may be cheaper to hire labor or conduct business. By moving his business online, Harry can now participate in global trade. He can sell to customers from around the world. This gives Harry access to a much larger customer base and more opportunity for sales. Globalization may come with some costs. One common cost is outsourcing of jobs to foreign workers. Outsourcing is taking a workplace activity once performed inside the organization and moving it outside of the organization. Information technology has changed and reshaped job design and security in a number of ways. Job design is the process of defining how work will be performed and what tasks will be required to fulfill the position. Information technology has reduced the need for people to complete monotonous tasks and allowed them to work on more complex responsibilities that require greater skill. Productivity of employees has been drastically improved, enabling faster turnaround time and reduced organizational costs. A major concern for employees is job security. They fear that their position will be eliminated due to rapidly advancing technology and globalization. Technology increasingly becomes smarter and more capable, thus replacing people for some types of jobs. As Harry made the transition from a brick-and-mortar store to an online store, he was faced with the harsh reality of downsizing. Downsizing means he had to reduce the number of employees that worked for his organization. He wouldn't need as many people, and he had to let some long-time employees go. Our economy has experienced a great deal of change due to information technology. Consumers have access to goods and services from all over the globe. They can shop from the comfort of their own home at any time of the day. Businesses can reduce costs, streamline processes, and increase efficiency. The main impacts of information technology on the economy are e-commerce, marketing tactics, facilitation of globalization, job insecurity, and job design. E-commerce is the buying and selling of products over the internet. Globalization is the increasing movement of goods, services, and capital across national borders. Job design is the process of defining how work will be performed and what tasks will be required to fulfill the position. Job insecurity can result from downsizing and outsourcing. Downsizing means a company has to reduce the number of employees that work for the organization. Outsourcing is taking a workplace activity once performed inside the organization and moving it outside the organization.
Step into my Office of Career Counseling and we'll take a look at some of the current information systems and information technology fields. Some of the things we'll talk about, such as salary and education information, are taken from the U.S.'s Bureau of Labor Statistics Occupational Outlook Handbook. This is an excellent resource for a person in school or thinking of a career change. I'll give you a flyer before you go, but you can review the handbook on your own by visiting www.bls.gov/OOH. If your keyboarding skills are good, a job you would qualify for right now is a data entry operator. As an employee in this position, you would spend the majority of your day sitting, looking at a computer screen, and inputting data from handwritten information sheets. There isn't a whole lot of person-to-person interaction in this job. You must have some self-direction and be able to work effectively alone. Say, how fast can you type? 45 words a minute? Okay, that converts to 13,500 keystrokes per hour. How'd I get that? You take your typing speed and multiply it by 300 to get keystrokes per hour. Employers would prefer to see 15,000 keystrokes per hour or at least 50 words a minute. What was that? Yes, that's error-free, so if you're still keying and hitting backspace, you should work on that. This could be a good way to earn some money while you're in school. A data entry operator earns from minimum wage to around $16 an hour. You wouldn't have to have a college education for this job, but it will be very beneficial. Now, a position that has a lot more interaction is the computer support specialist. In this job, you would earn more money. Some college is helpful, but a degree isn't necessarily required. The median salary is just over $46,000 a year. A support specialist provides assistance to users having trouble with proper hardware use, software installation, or application software problems. Think of that phone call you've made to get help with fixing a problem on your computer, or to find out how to use a specific function in some software. This means they're on the phone pretty much an entire shift, sit around all day, and look at a computer screen. While much on-the-job training is provided, knowledge of computer processes, application software, and basic hardware components will be key in being hired. Other job titles for this position include Technical Support Specialist, Help Desk Technician, or IT Support Professional. This position may help an organization's internal user or may work for a company who provides this type of service to the general public. The remaining positions we'll talk about typically require a minimum of a bachelor's degree. While this isn't always the case, a degreed individual typically stands a better chance at landing a job. Would you say you are more analytic or idea-driven? If you're more analytic, then computer programmers who use specialized languages to create computer software might be an idea for you. They're typically not the creative force behind a program, but translate a software developer's vision into reality. If you had said you were idea-driven, I would suggest looking into this occupation. There is at least a $20,000 pay gap between the two careers, with the programmer earning around $71,000 a year and the developer $90,000. Both of these individuals will spend time at a computer every day, but the programmer will spend the most. You would not only need to know several different programming languages, but also have the people skills to properly interpret what the software developer's idea really is. As a software developer, you would spend time at a computer, but you'd also spend time in meetings with other developers, your intended audience, and with programmers. You would be discussing your ideas for the program and how it would work for the audience. As a developer, you must have some analytic skills, but more importantly, have excellent verbal and written communication. Two important jobs that may work with developers and programmers are the systems analyst and the database administrator. As a systems analyst, you would work with stakeholders to review an existing information system for improvement. You would also work with managers to develop a scope of the project and a budget so they can make a system that is effective and within set parameters. A systems analyst has a median salary of $78,000. You would spend a lot of time in meetings and would have to have excellent communication skills. You'd formulate questions for different types of stakeholders and have to accurately hear what they're saying in order to convert that information into ideas for a new system to be presented. You wouldn't necessarily be a programmer or a software developer, though those skill sets may be helpful. The database administrator earns around $73,000 and is a logical progression from a data entry operator with much experience. As a database administrator, you would create and maintain databases, or a collection of related records, and queries or requests for a specific set of information derived from the database, and reports that can be generated from the database. Today's databases can be very simple, or they can be very complex. As a database administrator, you would need to be proficient in several query languages in order to be a front-runner for an open position. Additionally, you would set user permissions and be responsible for the security of the database. Good communication skills are important, and above-average critical thinking abilities are needed. Another career we can look at that requires excellent critical thinking skills is the network administrator. A network administrator, or computer systems administrator, is responsible for the function and maintenance of an organization's network. They lay out, install, upgrade and maintain wiring and shared peripherals, servers and workstations, and routers and switches. You've probably used a computer at school or work. These are usually incorporated into a network so you can use shared printers or access the internet. The network administrator lays all that computer hardware and wiring out. The NA also sets up user IDs and passwords and grants permissions for usage levels. This person may be fully responsible, or they may supervise a variety of managers and technicians, all of this earning an income around $69,000. A good chunk of the day is spent standing or walking around, and a familiarity with tools is necessary. It helps a network administrator to have people skills, but their knowledge of hardware and network standards is the most important skill set. Or are you like the kind of person who tries to find ways to improve things or create new stuff? Then a computer hardware engineer might be the field you are searching for. Computer hardware engineer will make almost $100,000 a year designing new hardware and peripherals and is responsible for keeping technology alive and growing. You would need to have excellent analytical, logical, and design skills. A factor to consider is how you like to work. Do you prefer to work alone, in small groups of people who are similar to you in personality, or in a large group with many voices and different personalities? Stereotypically, an engineer is a person who prefers to work by themselves or in teams of very like-minded people. Do you have time for the last three? Information security analyst, web developer, and computer network architect have primarily the same educational requirements and a salary potential of around $76,000. A security analyst is responsible for protecting an organization's networks from outside access. Did you know some systems analysts are former hackers now using their skills to search for weak spots? A hacker is an individual who works to break through a computer system's security protocol. Some do it just to see if they can, for fun. More devious hackers do it in order to gain personal information of users, a business's proprietary secret, or for simple theft. As an analyst, you would use skills like these for finding the areas of a system that may have vulnerabilities. You might actually work with a web developer to make sure any access to a company's intranet is secure. A web developer works with an organization to establish the kind of web presence they desire. They would be the ones who create or supervise the creators of a website. Why is this so important? Think about your favorite online shopping place. Why do you like the store? Is it easy to shop, then buy? Developing teams spend a lot of time to hear positive answers from those questions. The security analyst and web developer will also spend the majority of their day at a computer. The web developer will spend time with the marketing and management departments of their organization and will need excellent communication skills. Computer network architect will typically work with a very large organization to create the internal network for them. The NA will need critical thinking skills and will spend time both at a computer and walking around. You can expect all those fields to grow over the next decade and beyond. No matter the job, educational requirements, or pay, each of these requires additional skill sets beyond the job description: critical thinking, written and oral communication, time management, and organization.